So, the question for today at well past midnight is, if someone, what makes someone an artist? I was thinking, this started because I was thinking about my favorite Chinese character, which is le. It's a particle, I guess, but it is a character, le, kind of a little fish hook. And it's my favorite character because it is the change of situation character. Chinese, one of the beautiful things about the language, it doesn't have a past tense or a future tense. Everything is just present tense. Um, I eat and I will eat and I ate, 我吃, I eat. You can't really say I ate. You could say 我吃了, which I guess is I have eaten, or 我吃, I eat, 了. The situation has changed. Before I didn't, and now I did. But it's not, just because the situation changes doesn't always mean that it's a temporal change, that time has changed. 我饿了, I'm hungry now. I'm hungry, 我饿了, I'm hungry now. Like, the situation has changed. Usually that's because of time, but it doesn't have to be. It could be like, I smelled something delicious. I just finished eating dinner, and so I'm not really hungry. Although I don't always eat just because I'm hungry, but talk about a different kettle of worms. And I just think it's so beautiful that the the whole language is in present tense. It really accords with sort of Taoism. I consider myself to be a Taoist, and the idea that the whole language, everything's in present tense, but situations always change. And if you want to say I will, 我会, like, you have to use a specific word. Or if you want to say I went to see a movie, you'd have to say, like, when, like yesterday, earlier today, last week. Usually time indicates. So anyway, that's my favorite character. And I was thinking about a poem I once wrote about it. And in China, I was very fortunate to spend a lot of time with a group of poets. They called themselves Lie Feng. That was the name of the group. And we would travel around, we'd take trains, we'd go to different coffee shops around Shanghai and other cities. I once got flown out to Beijing to perform at the big, it wasn't the Spring Festival, the Mid Autumn Festival. And it was amazing. I got to represent America. I mean, nobody in America would know that, but um, I got to be a poet. And so I was thinking, like, I haven't written poems in a long time. Am I still a poet? I practice guitar all the time, but I haven't written a song, honestly, since I got back to America. I haven't written a song in 5 years. And I used to write so many and perform them all the time. Am I still a musician? Like, do you stop being a poet, an artist, a musician if you stop doing it? I used to have this friend. I had to cut him out of my life, unfortunately. But I'm a lawyer. I went to law school. I passed the bar in New York, and I'm licensed. I'm a lawyer. And he used to always say, "You're not a lawyer because you don't practice law." And I would say, "But I am a lawyer. I'm a licensed attorney. Just because I don't practice law doesn't make me not a lawyer." He was not very nice to me, and I allowed that to happen for a long time because I cared about him. I wanted his friendship, and I guess I was a people pleaser. But am I a lawyer? Of course I am. I just don't practice law. Am I a musician if I don't write music? Um, or I guess, am I a songwriter if I haven't written a song in 5 years? Am I a poet if I haven't written a poem in 5 years? My personal take is yes, absolutely. You know, uh, the amount, the quantity of art that someone produces is not particularly important. And if somebody says they're a poet, then they're a poet. And that can manifest in a lot of different ways. I do think it's important to have some sort of obligation, a little bit like a responsibility or an accountability. That I think if somebody wants to sort of see themselves as an artist, a poet, a musician, anything, just there's a responsibility to live life, to explore life, to try to share what it means to be a human being with anybody who forgets, because I know I do.